Hello and welcome to OK Couch, a special bonus episode for this morning's State of Play. My name's Dylan Blight, and joining me, Ashley Holford.
Hey, Dylan, I'm excited to be here. You got to love these 7 a.m. showcases.
I mean,
out of nowhere as well. You know,
could be worse. Could be 3 a.m. Xbox.
Yeah, piece of shit. No.
So we just finished watching it, and now jumping into recording this. So I do have the rundown of what was shown, but this is very much more of a reactionary bonus pod, not if we miss some details that are posted in a press release after the fact that I haven't seen. Nonetheless, what was your overall thoughts on the State of Play?
Like, for most of it, I thought, oh, you know, this is pretty solid State of Play. You know, this is kind of the level that we've come to expect of the State of Play, just a bunch of like third-party kind of stuff and like some like mid-level to high-level games, but then it really brought it towards the end with the reveals of you know, James Bond and their Marvel fighting game. You know, there's some stuff to get really excited about. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty good State of Play.
Pretty good.
Yes.
I really liked it. I thought that is probably the best State of Play we've had in I can't remember how long. I don't think like
Mr. I don't think there's going to be anything in this.
Well,
what are we even waking up for?
To be fair, they have set me up to think like that. But you tell me, when was the last time a State of Play was you finished and gone, that was solid?
I can't remember.
Exactly.
That's they all blur together, to be fair.
Because they're all average as and just completely forget what is even going on. So, yeah, no, I thought that was pretty good. I can't say, even if like certain games weren't exactly my full cup of tea, I can't say that anything in this, if I'm looking at this list now going, well, you know, that was all good. I thought that was all at least something. All right, so let's run through. So we started with Luminous Arise. Demo is coming soon for this. This is from I'm mental blanking on the studio's name. It starts with E. Anyway, people that made Tetris Effect.
Yep.
It's Enhanced Studio? No, that can't be right. Is it? Maybe. Who knows?
No.
It's definitely starts with E.
Yeah, it's Enhanced, yeah.
Thank you. them early morning doubts.
Yeah.
Very keen for this. Obviously really, really love Tetris Effect. Played an absolute shit ton when it came out PSVR. Then I proceeded to play shit more when the Xbox Series X launched, and that was one of the launch titles on there with Tetris Effect connected. Yeah, connected. So then played a bunch more of it there. But the VR version is that's a journey. That's a life-changing experience. So, Luminous Arise. We twist on the Tetris gameplay, but I think overall they're just like, let's just do the Tetris Effect thing, but with Luminous.
Yeah, and absolutely.
No complaints.
You know, it's a formula that works.
It's proven to work once, yeah.
You know,
take the brick breaking gameplay and combine it with some trippy visuals and new music, and make people feel like they're having taking drugs without taking drugs. So keen. Demo soon. It'll be funny if the demo allows you to use PSVR 2, which I assume it would. It'll be the first time I've whipped out the PSVR 2 in such a long time. So play a demo. There you go. Then we had the amazing return of Pragmata, which is coming 2026.
Wild.
Well, a game that we're pretty sure, as was watching, hasn't been shown for potentially 6 years.
Yeah, since the reveal of the PlayStation 5. That's how far back, I'm pretty sure.
And it was
in like a proper trailer.
Yeah, it was in the original PS5 reveal showcase or whatever it was titled. This Capcom game, which this is the most we've seen of it since then. I think the most actual gameplay we've seen of it, full stop. But you're like, what, protecting a AI girl?
I think so.
Something like that. Seems to be the gist. What I gather. I don't know. And then she like keeps trying to say her name's like D blah blah blah, and then he's like, let's just call you Diana.
Yep.
And then they post a little thing up that says that the I'm sorry or whatever it said. We're sorry.
Yep. Which is funny because last time they delayed it, I'm looking at an image of her holding up the same like whiteboard thing with 2022 crossed out and 2023 on it. And now it's 2026.
Yeah, well, what's a couple of years between friends? You know what I mean?
Yeah. At least they committed to it.
Then we got the reveal of Romeo is a dead man from Grasshopper manufacturer, Suda51 creator. Yeah, I mean, look, as soon as it cut to what was happening in this, I was like, this looks like a Suda51 game, and it's 100% a Suda51 game because it looks insane. And it's a third-person action game with wild characters, his sort of art style, and his sort of antics, to be honest. So, but looks very cool.
Mean, it feels like he watched Chainsaw Man and was like, I could do that. I want to make that video game. And then you couldn't get the license, so he came up with something very similar.
But you know what? What's wrong with that?
No, absolutely not.
But yeah, I'm keen for
this. I mean, my only thing is I kind of wish they'd used the art style from the start of the trailer for the whole thing.
Unless it plays in, because a couple times they cut back
I mean, it is kind of janky, so maybe it's better if it's not.
Yeah. It was very janky. I don't think they said a year or anything on this, but I assume it's next year. I didn't write down a year in my notes here, so anyway. But yeah, I'm keen for that. Would you play that? Or?
Yeah, it's 2026. Yeah, I'd give it a spin.
Give it a spin. What you won't give a spin is Silent Hill F, which was up next. Got a new trailer. Comes out September 25th. Very freaky trailer built upon the story.
That's what the F's for.
Freaky. Silent Hill Freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, in the last trailer when they revealed it, they teased the story of these like sisters, and I guess one's dead and another one's like getting haunted by them and Silent Hill smoke shit. There's monsters and whatever. I think it looks cool. It looks like Silent Hill while not looking like Silent Hill. The thing I liked last time they showed it that you can see here again is just it seems that the further on the journey goes, like her clothes are like getting ripped and shit like that. Just shows what she's going through, I guess. Like, I don't know, getting beaten up, going on this hard journey, facing off her torturous sister who's haunting her. Then we got Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement, which I thought was not a real thing, but I'm pretty sure Bloodstain's are serious.
Yeah. So, what, this would be the third one?
Sounds about right.
I think.
Haven't played any of them, so that's probably why I wasn't recognizing anything. But yeah, it's a 2.5D, I guess, Metroidvania. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Castlevania successor.
Yeah. Looks cool. I haven't played any other ones, but this looks cool. So
yeah.
Then we got Digimon Story Time Stranger. I can't remember if this one was already announced, to be honest. I remember the last Digimon
I feel like there was a Digimon story-based game announced.
There was a Digimon Detective one that was like more in the actual Digimon world they showed a trailer for last time. I can't remember.
That's true.
Remember? Yeah, that was different. So I don't know if they announced this one at the same time and they all blurred together or whatever, but nonetheless, Digimon Story Time Stranger, 3rd of October, 2025. Looks cool. The thing about these Digimon games I think is quite funny is they're like, I've played a couple of them now. They are surprisingly decent. Like for yeah, so that's how I mean,
I mean, it's a franchise that is in the shadow of Pokemon.
Yeah, and I guess it's like part of the problem. Even though none of the games attempt to be anything.
Even though they're nothing like each other, yeah.
Nothing to be like, nothing like Pokemon or anything like that. So, anyway. Then we got the reveal of Final Fantasy Tactics, which is getting the I can't remember how you pronounce it, Fuseline Chronicles, I think was the subtitle. But It is the first game, the original PS1 game. You can pick between OG graphics or new remastered graphics, I guess. Comes out 30th of September. Very keen. Obviously, Final Fantasy Tactics is one of those remasters that people have been asking for,
clamoring for,
for a very, very long time. So I will say, I think that's probably what. Did you say tweeted it was a wet fart KV?
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's a fair comment because for a game that's as clamored for as this, as it did feel a bit like here you go. There's 2 graphic modes. Whee!
Yeah. I mean, it's fully voice acted and everything, but I don't know what else you'd want from a remaster.
I don't know. I think it's not really wanting more from it, more so just wanting more from the way they presented, I guess. So it felt like just like, here's a thing, instead of like, here's a thing you've been waiting for. Like,
okay.
Yeah. Then we got a new trailer for Baby Steps, comes out September 8th. So finally a release date for that. Obviously, This is the comedy walking game, which I don't know if we knew or if I've missed this before, but when they said it was open world.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd heard that before.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd heard
which
those.
Is crazy.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it is just, comedy Death Stranding.
It really is, yeah. Are you keen for this?
Yeah, I think, it looks like it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see how frustrating it is to make him walk.
Maybe the open world thing like helps with that, because then if you just fuck up getting somewhere, you can give up and go do something else instead.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah. Instead of like these sorts of games, these really hard, like getting over Benny Foddy or whatever. It's like if you you only have one direction. You either go or you don't go, sort of thing. So maybe the game will offer, if it's open world, you get different objectives you could head to, and you could be like, well, that looks really hard because that's a mountain, or I'll go do this other thing, or So I don't know. It also just seems to be that this other character just keeps popping up when you get to different places out of nowhere. So I don't know. Yeah. Very, very odd game, but very keen. Then we got the reveal, or I assume reveal, I hadn't seen it before, but Hirogami, I think it was,
Hirogami.
It looked like a side-scrolling potential Metroidvania, potentially just a side-scrolling action platformer. Who knows? But look cool. Had a really good art style. Your character can transform into different things. They showed a frog, a ape, bird. I think that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right. Look cool. Art style look unique. Everything like that. So very pretty.
I guess they've given up on the Tearaway franchise.
Wow. That is disgusting.
Cool.
Yeah. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, September 5th, officially coming to PlayStation as well. So revealed during the Nintendo Switch 2.
Not really a surprise.
Yeah, not too surprising, considering its huge lineage with PlayStation. And then if you pre-order it, I think was the thing, if you pre-order it, you get Pac-Man.
Yep.
Which is the thing.
As a character.
Yep. Sure. Then we got Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which comes out July 31st. Looks very cool. It's a it's a Ninja Gaiden game. Ninja Gaiden side-scrolling action game. Looked very cool. Art style looked great. Looks like lots of really cool effects happening when they're bouncing off enemies and all that sort of stuff. Music sounded good. Would be keen to give it a bit of a dabble.
Yep.
Maybe it'll be too hard and I hate it, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the concern.
Yeah. Then we got Khan, which is the
Keen.
The rock climbing game thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a demo out now. Or today.
Yeah, demo out now. Demo. Yeah, hopefully. They always say like shortly after the show, and it's like within like an hour or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool. You thought this was out, but I think you were getting all the different rock climbing games that have been coming out. More confused.
All mixed up.
All mixed up, which is totally fair. But yeah, this one November 5th. Then we got Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, comes out 2025. This is from the studio. Unless I'm wrong, I haven't double checked this. What?
It has come out.
Has it?
On PC.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Oh no, hang on. That's Wikipedia saying it's come out.
Do we trust Wikipedia?
Let me double check. No, it hasn't. Never mind. Fuck you, Wikipedia. Maybe it was in like a early access or something for a bit.
Sure, let's go with that.
No, it wasn't Wikipedia. It was Google. It was
Google AI is what you're.
Google AI.
Yeah, don't trust that Google AI. Not for
they don't know
important
anything
things.
about release dates.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection 2025. I haven't double checked this if you want to double check, but I'm pretty sure this is the studio that did that documentary game collection thing that came out last year. That I don't
think so, because they talked about all the other collections they've done, like the Ninja Turtles one and like a Street Fighter one.
Is it really that same studio?
Yeah.
It
just seems like it because they've got documentary footage.
No, I don't. Yeah, maybe I'm going insane. Digital clips, video game developed, but no, that's just not Mortal Kombat, right? Hold on, Our Games. Oh no, it is. They did the Tetris one last year. Tetris Forever.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking of a different. Oh no, yeah, they did the Llamas. No, the Llamasoft and
the Jeff Winter story. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is. It's like combining the best and the making of Karateka was I think the first one I ever. That was maybe the
first one you saw.
Well, yeah, I think that was the first one I saw because they've done some ones before that. But yeah, they've done the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga collection and stuff like that as well. So Disney Classic Games collection. So I think this is them. Well, to me, it looked like they were combining their normal collections with the you play the game and get a documentary at the same time sort of thing. Because the fact that they announced this game is going to have, I think it was 4 titles and then said many more. And then they said it will have the console arcade versions plus different console versions of the games.
Yeah.
And they said it's going to have online play for all the games. Like it looks like
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. It looks like a fully complete like package along with the documentary thing as well. And the thing is, for this game, the part that excites me is I'm like, I don't really give a shit about like personally. Like I understand people want to play, but I'm not a fighting game. So the playing online multiplayer stuff, I'm like, whatever, who cares? But I would happily play the documentary thing, you know, like So hits on two types of people, I guess. Yeah. Then we got Project Defiant was announced following that, which is the PlayStation fighting stick or whatever they're calling it, arcade stick.
Wireless fighting stick,
yeah. Which
I don't think is very common, right?
No, because people still want to use a stick, the plug-in one because of lag and stuff like that. Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes. This obviously paired up with after the Mortal Kombat thing, it was like, oh yeah, that makes like sense where to place that. But then, I guess, as we come back to this, when we get to the Marvel token thing at the end of this, when we get to that, obviously, as you said when I was watching it, it makes a lot more sense that they're like going hardcore into fighting games. But put a pin in that and come back to that in a minute. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater That's the title, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I just wrote an anagram when I was taking notes, which comes out 28th at 8th, which I think we already knew. But they got a new trailer. I don't think it really... it was just a new trailer. It was just a new trailer that showcased the... Mostly focusing on the boss fights, I think, is what the what it was. And then showed a bit more of the ape escape footage thing.
Stuff.
Yeah. Which, whatever. I will say this... Like, this game has got so many trailers. Like, so many trailers over the course. It's been in every showcase, I feel. Then we got Neo 3 revealed, so it's coming out 2026. There's a demo out now. Obviously, neither of us picked this one because neither of us have actually played Neo. And but although shockingly, when I was watching it, I said, this looks like a Souls-like, and at no point clicked that it could have been Neo 3. But anyway.
Yeah.
When the title popped up, it made a lot.
Oh, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah. Then we got our second VR game that showed up, although this one is a full VR game, whereas obviously Luminous Arise is a optional VR game. But Thief VR Legacy of Shadow was announced. Looks pretty cool. I mean, it looks like a Thief game, sneaking around, bow and arrow, set during the olden time days, but then at the end they tease, I don't know, some supernatural shit, so... Cool. It's a VR game. They have one VR game. Sure. One full VR game. Then we got Tide Walkers, which is coming February 24th, 2025. This is a...
Tides of Tomorrow.
Sorry. Sorry, I forgot to write down the actual title. I wrote what I assumed was the title.
What they said
at the start was Tide, the Tide Walkers, yeah. I was trying to be smart with my notes, but yeah, Tides of Tomorrow, you're correct. February 24th, 2025. This is a pirate game of some sorts, although really no idea what? Oh, no, this is the multiplayer thing. Sorry, this is the multiplayer
one?
Yeah. So they set it up as if you're like, it's in a world where all these people have like got poisoned, I guess, with some sort of substance and stuff like that. You're playing as like a character who can see other characters. It sounds cool. It sounds like you'll be potentially seeing other players' choices or ghosts around you as you're playing the game. And then you can choose to follow them or not. It's a cool idea. I have no idea like if it'll be as cool as what they make it seem like.
To be. Yeah.
It was a cool trailer.
Yeah. It's definitely an intriguing concept.
I like the art style.
It's like, I mean, you see one moment where one person's running down, they go to another option and they get taken out straight away.
Yeah, so it's like
damn,
just because you follow another player doesn't mean the direction they potentially go is the right choice. Yeah. So, but I mean, it's like sort of taking that, like the Death Stranding, like connected world sort of to another step, I guess. Yeah, cool. Then we got Astrobots getting DLC again. I think I don't actually recall if they said it was free or not, but I'm going to assume it is.
I think it's 5 planets.
Yeah, but I don't know. Did they say this is a free update as well, like the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah. So 5 new challenge levels. They revealed one of the new bots will be I can't remember her name, but the lead character from Ghosts of Yotai.
Asu, I think.
Asu. Yeah. So her and her wolf were bouncing around in the trailer. So cool. They just keep adding free content to this game. I think in celebration of just how well it did, and they were like, now we made so much money and everyone loved it so much that we're happy to just keep working on some more levels for y'all.
Yeah.
They also announced that the DualSense controller, which apparently did so well and sold out very fast, I very much like mine. They're bringing it back because it was so popular, but with a slight twist, whatever that means. Find out.
Yeah.
Slight different visual change, I guess. Then they announced Sea of Remnants, which is the one I think I was thinking of. No, or is that
this is the pirate one.
This is the pirate one. Yeah. So this looked, I don't like, it's a pirate game, but I wasn't really sure what the hell's going on, to be completely honest, if you want to attempt to make any sense of it.
No.
Yep. Comes 2026.
I mean, it's pirates. Let's see. Looking at the PlayStation blog, they describe it as a ocean adventure RPG / simulation / survival building / turn-based strategy.
Yeah, it did look like all of video game genres, didn't it?
Yeah. This is an infinite voyage looping between death and rebirth, and a journey where we row forward tirelessly only to return where we all began. And they're all puppets.
Yeah, they're
Puppet folk.
They're words, aren't they?
Yep.
Thank you for sharing those words.
No problem.
Anyway, next we got Sword of the Sea. I can't read my handwriting. I think it was called Sword of the Sea. August 19th. Yep. The new game from the I can't remember the developer's name, but it's like one of the people that made Journey and
Giant Squid or something like that.
Giant Squid, that's it. Yeah, it's Giant Squid. And then obviously Journey and what was that? We got Abzu. Right?
Abzu, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I mean it sort of was saying while watching the trailer that it looks like they just combined all of the things. They're like, here's the desert stuff, here's the underwater stuff, and here's the free flowing moving of the pathless. And let's just combine all that. And you know what? Fine by me. Looks cool. I quite enjoyed the pathless. I think I got the platinum in that, so it's fun to go around, just solve some puzzles, skid along the ground. Although the funny thing about the pathless is your character just moves super fast. Like you don't have a thing. In this one, they're like, no. You just got super snowboard or some super board that you got to be floating along on. So then we got to some PS Plus extra segments. So they announced that's coming to PS Plus Extra Premium first, which is cool. August 19th when it comes out. Then they announced that FBC Firebreak, the upcoming Control spin-off thing to co-op versus the, what do we call that, PvE game. That's coming to extra / premium tiers on June 17th when that launches. So that is very cool. That's a big get, I think. And then they also got into some more classic titles. So you're getting Deus Ex June 17th, Twisted Metal 3 and 4 on July 15th, when that's like a couple of days before they said Twisted Metal 2 Season 2 starts or something like that. Or very, very close to when Season 2 comes out on Paramount. Is that Paramount? Yeah, Paramount, right? Am I going to say? No.
The first season was Stan.
Yeah, it was Paramount series.
It's a Peacock series.
Peacock, yeah.
Peacock series.
I'm losing my mind. And then Resident Evil 2 and 3 are coming to classics as well. So then we got 007 First Light got a story cinematic trailer. Comes out 2026. Now, IO Interactive had announced a couple of days ago that they were doing their very own IOI showcase later this week, which will give, now we know, our first gameplay of the game. They announced the title when they announced that showcase as well, which is cool. But this was our first proper look at it. It looks great, I think. Based on this, tonally, it looked very James Bond. It looked very cool. It was ticking a lot of boxes, you know, as we're going through the story. And I'm just enjoying that they've got the sort of old school gadgety feel. We've got the, you know, huge shootouts and fights and stuff like that. We've got the cars stuff happening. Like, it really felt like it was traversing the whole spectrum of what you would usually get in a good James Bond movie. I like that they have like the stories before he gets his 00 status. I like how there's a part in that where they're talking about another 00. It's like 009, you know, he'll never know what he's going to do. Like, I don't know, like one thing about the movies.
Must manipulate it, yeah.
Yeah, one thing about the movies they never do, but I know they've done in like, I've read some of like the comic books they've done, stuff like that. They always like integrate, whenever people do James Bond stories that aren't James Bond movies, I get it, because I too am more interested by the larger, I guess,
world.
World, and they
the
always
world
like,
of MI6.
Yeah, and they always like bring in other 00 agents, which makes sense to me. I know why they've never done it really in the movies, but
why they don't tip up more often.
Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah. Well, I mean, what do you think? Very
cool. I mean, it looks fantastic. Like, you know, obviously, for the interest to me is like the story point of view, and like obviously this is kind of an origin story, or like this the beginnings of James Bond in the espionage world. But yeah, I mean, you get bits and pieces of like actual fighting and like shootouts and car chases and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, it will be very, you know, linear. You would hope. hopefully they're not going down the Indiana Jones route of like
No, I would assume
open world sections.
I
Well,
think
they'll probably be open world levels.
I was gonna say large
like
levels.
a Hitman.
Yeah, large levels like a Hitman would make sense considering the developer,
Yes.
but not like actual open areas with like side quests and stuff. But I think large maps for the level and choices about how you play the levels would make sense given the developer. I mean, I guess just because they've been obviously successful with Hitman doesn't mean they have to copy the thing.
The formula.
That. Yeah, maybe it is a bit more. I don't know. We'll see in the gameplay, I guess.
But
super keen for that.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Like at top of the list.
Yeah.
Very
no
quickly.
idea who the actor is, though.
No.
As much as you want it for your prediction. But
yeah, half a point.
Definitely at half a point. Unless they reveal it. The only way you're getting the full point at this point is if they reveal the actor and the actor doesn't look anything like the actual character and we go, oh.
But it's like a known person, yeah.
Then
it's like, we wanted them to play the role, but we didn't want them to like, we wanted the James Bond to look like his own unique character.
Yeah. That's the only way your prediction points come back. But at this point, you're half a point, cool. Yeah. Then we got a little Ghost of Yotai T's gameplay state of play is coming in July. They didn't put a date though. I think they just said July. So
no, that's fine.
And then, of course, the show wrapped up with the unpinning that topic of fighting games before, back to Marvel Token Fighting Souls. Got a gameplay, everything like that, and then I'm
just going to put it here. I don't think it's Token.
What is it?
I don't know, but I'm assuming that it's not pronounced that way.
I feel like if I pronounce it another way, I'm going to come across insensitive.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying.
How do you reckon it's pronounced?
Tokon.
Tokon? Marvel Tokon?
Yeah.
Fighting Souls?
It's Marvel Tekken.
Until I'm corrected.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know that they actually said the name of the game.
They did not, because they didn't do the title card screen where it's like, Marvel!
Yeah.
Anyway.
Or like even when they were talking about it.
No, I don't think anyone... they probably did, but... Oh, no. They just kept saying Marvel. They kept saying Marvel Fighting Game. Actually, most of the time they're like, Marvel Fight. Maybe they recorded the video before they decided what to call the game. That would potentially make sense.
Absolutely.
So PlayStation have teamed up with Marvel again and Arc System Software. Is that their full developer?
Yep.
Yeah. To create this game, which very, very much like ticking that box of not for me, but I can see this being a huge success. It is a 4v4 tag-based fighting game that is going to have all the Marvel vs. Capcom fans clamoring to get hands-on with it, and Capcom just going, why did we fuck up? Why didn't we do more with what we had? Because now you've lost all opportunity. It looked very good. The art style and direction and like keeping it very Japanese, I guess, would it makes it stand
Japanese influence on everything.
Yeah.
Which was very surprising at the start of the trailer. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Like obviously Iron Man looks like he's a fucking Gundam.
Yeah.
Like all these sort of elements that play into it. But very cool nonetheless. And it'll help it stand out from MVC, I think. Or any other Marvel fighting game we've had full stop. And look, it will be a huge success because Marvel fighting games have a huge lineage. People love Marvel fighting games. It's Marvel and fighting games have been hand in hand since the 90s. So if you put out one and it's good, people will go ballistic for it. And this has a good developer behind it, and the backing of PlayStation with what seems to be. If I think you're right when you're saying you called out as I was watching it, that controllers probably them being like, we're fully committed to this being a huge success or wanting it to be a huge success, and they're like, we're going to make a fucking fighting stick and put that out probably at the same time or around the same time, and then went back and confirmed that yes, what did you say, 2020? something like that. They brought into obviously
2020 they bought
Evo,
stake in Evo. Yeah.
So I think PlayStation would want this to be a big success, and based on what we're seeing here, looks pretty cool. Not for me, but pretty cool.
The 4v4 tag team battle seems like it's unique and unique enough, and with that, like 8 characters on screen, you would assume the roster is going to be deep, which will make people very happy. Well, I mean, you look at the roster for Marvel Rivals right now, like that's pretty deep. So you can only imagine that this would have to compare. And that kind of stuff. So expect a bunch of character reveals over the next couple of months. And yeah, all the designs look really cool. So I'm sure they're going to be shared all over the internet and like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a home run. Like, even if you're not a big fighting fan, I think you'll probably give this a shot just because of the style and that kind of stuff.
Especially if they put up like
it's
beta. You can on PlayStation.
Beta or something like just even the character dialogue. So I hope they do a dub as well, English dub.
I hope they don't,
but they have to commit.
I hope they just commit that it's Japanese.
Just
because I like the way that Spider-Man Yoda is my friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Makes it more fun. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anything else from the show? State of play?
No, I think it was a good showing. Very exciting games at the end. So, look forward to seeing how everything else this week stacks up. Strong start.
Yeah, well, this is our official kickoff, I guess, the state of play. So
to Summer Games Fest.
Summer Games
or whatever
Fest,
this period is called.
Whatever it's. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow is nothing. Saturday is everything. Sunday is more. Monday is Xbox. Yeah. So it's all happening now. And you'll be able to hear all our thoughts here on ExplosionNetwork.com. Of course, bonus episodes and all sorts of shenanigans happening on the Arcade Couch podcast feed as we pop episodes down as they come. And then, of course, keep your eye on ExplosionNetwork.com for all the news and stuff like that as well over the coming days. Let us know your thoughts over on Blue Sky at ExplosionNetwork.com on Blue Sky and any of the social media that you can still use. I don't know what anyone uses these days. So, honestly, Elon Musk ruining Twitter is the biggest
tragedy.
Fucking tragedy of my. Yeah, I'm like, if you go listen to the confidence I have in delivering, follow us on Twitter, whatever the fuck else. And now I finish every podcast with, I don't even know anymore. Anyway, let's know wherever the hell you think we are and fucking send me a letter. I don't know. And we'll be back in a couple of days, of course. But yeah. All right, goodbye.